Archangel Michael says, you're being punished for something a relative did in secret. There are moments in your life that are heavy without explanation. You feel a weight on your chest, a resistance in the atmosphere, a block in your flow, but you cannot trace it back to anything you've done. You search your heart. You repent for past mistakes. You plead for clarity, but still, the clouds remain. This is not an accident. Archangel Michael is stepping forward now to reveal the mystery behind this season of pressure. What you are enduring is not because of what you did. It's because of something they did, someone connected to your blood, someone who walked in shadow, someone who thought their secret would remain buried in silence. But heaven doesn't forget. The universe does not ignore the broken laws of spirit. And now, the spiritual ledger has circled back around, not for vengeance, but for redemption. This is a divine interruption. This is a correction in the realm of justice. You are not cursed. You have been chosen to confront a hidden imbalance. Someone in your family line made a vow they never kept. They created a spiritual debt, and now the debt has found its way to you. Not to crush you, not to ruin you, but to awaken you. You are carrying the spiritual burden of a mistake made in secret, and the time has come for exposure. Archangel Michael says this is not about shame. This is about light. What was hidden must be revealed. What was buried must be brought to the surface. You were not created to carry another's consequence, but you were called to cleanse it. The next 24 hours will begin a chain of divine revelations. Some will come in the form of strange dreams. Others may appear through sudden tension in relationships. Conversations will shift. People will act out of character. It is not chaos. It is heaven shaking loose the truth. You have been praying for peace, but peace cannot rest where lies still dwell. Archangel Michael is sounding the trumpet. Your name is being spoken in the heavens, not with accusation, but with authority. Heaven knows your heart is clean, but heaven also knows your spirit is strong enough to break what others buried. You are being entrusted with the unraveling of generational dissection, and in this unraveling, you will rise as the restorer of your lineage. Prepare now. Anchor yourself in truth. Open your heart to divine whispers. Listen deeply, not just with your ears but with your intuition. Because what's about to surface has been hidden for decades, maybe lifetimes. But you were born for this hour. You were born to witness a sacred exchange. Pain for power, secrets for sovereignty, curses for crowns. The chains are rattling. The veil is lifting, and Archangel Michael is placing a sword of discernment in your hand. Archangel Michael says, the weight you feel was not born with you. It was assigned to you. You are not being attacked. You are being summoned. A shift has begun in the spirit realm, and the atmosphere around your life is responding. You felt it. The uneasiness, the restlessness, the sense that something invisible is brushing against your peace. That's because something is. And it didn't start with you. It started with a hidden act that was never accounted for, a betrayal buried under silence. But nothing escapes divine sight. And now, Archangel Michael has stepped forward to unseal what was once hidden, so that it may be dealt with righteously. Heaven is not confused about your innocence. But heaven is also not passive when spiritual debts ripple through generations. A relative, someone you may not even know, committed an act that triggered spiritual consequences. And while they moved on as if nothing ever happened, the effects have woven their way through the bloodline. You, the chosen one, the awakened one, have come to this point not as a victim, but as a vessel. This is your assignment, not your punishment. This is your call to spiritual justice. You are not under attack. You are being trusted. This is your warning and your anointing. Something has shifted. Something is now moving toward exposure. And the next 3 hours are crucial. In this short window, spiritual winds will begin stirring. Conversations may come up unexpectedly. Old emotions may rise without cause. Sudden memories might flash before your eyes. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. These are divine signals pointing to the hidden source. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare your spirit, because what is coming is not to harm you. It is to free you. But first, you must be alert. You are being surrounded by protection even now. Do not fear what is being revealed. Heaven has assigned angels to guard you as this unraveling begins. You are not exposed. You are covered. You are not condemned. You are commissioned. And with Archangel Michael as your defender, you will not fall in this battle. You will stand. You will endure. And when this storm is over, you will rise with clarity, with strength, and with spiritual elevation. This is not about what they did. It's about what you are about to undo. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 now surrounds your assignment. There is a stirring in your spirit that you haven't been able to name. You've been feeling watched, misunderstood, misjudged, but the source remains out of reach. You've questioned your own intuition. Ask yourself if it's all in your head. Tried to rationalize the unease that lingers like a shadow behind you. But let Archangel Michael speak this now. You are not imagining it. Someone is speaking your name in low whispers, not in truth, but in twisted fragments of suspicion. There is a conversation happening that you were never invited to, but you are the center of it. There is a spirit of misunderstanding that has been activated against you, and it didn't begin today. It began long ago, in a moment of secrecy, in the fallout of a decision that someone close to you tried to bury. You see, heaven sees the whole timeline. And while people speak half-truths and stretch assumptions to fit their insecurities, the Spirit of God records all things. Archangel Michael reveals this now. Someone in your family carried a guilt that was never confessed, a wrong that was never righted, a silence that was never broken. And now, pieces of that forgotten shame have attached themselves to you, not because you deserve it, but because your light exposes their darkness. They sense your strength. They see your elevation. And so they whisper, not because they know the full truth, but because your glow triggers their guilt. Their spirit cannot comprehend your anointing, so they project their fear into the form of accusation. Your silence is being misread. Your growth is being misunderstood. And your energy, your divine frequency, is disturbing the comfort of those who have grown used to secrets staying buried. That's why the emotional atmosphere has been heavy. That's why people have started pulling back, distancing themselves, giving you strange looks or half-hearted support. They sense a shift they can't control. And in the absence of truth, they are filling in blanks with poison. Archangel Michael says, they don't have the full picture. They only have fragments. And those fragments are not enough to define you, but they are being used to frame you. You must understand what's truly happening behind the veil. This isn't just people talking. This is spiritual resistance. This is the enemy reacting to your awakening. You are getting close to uncovering something heaven has long waited to heal. And because of that, shadows are moving. Old spirits, ancestral ones, are rising in defense of the lie. But they cannot win. They cannot hold you down. Because light, once activated, always wins. The mistake wasn't yours. but the breakthrough will be. And this disruption, this confusion, this emotional turbulence, it's not the end. It's the beginning of the truth coming to service. Let this be made clear. You are not being punished in the human sense. You are being purified in the divine sense. Your role in this is not accidental. Archangel Michael says you were selected because you are spiritually mature enough to hold the truth without breaking. You were chosen because your heart is built not on vengeance, but on clarity. You are the revealer, not the revenger. You are the resetter, not the reactor. And what they don't know is this: you already sensed it. Your spirit already knew something was off. Your dreams hinted. Your body flinched in conversations. Your heart questioned moments that didn't make sense. And now, heaven is confirming what you already suspected. The pain didn't start with you, but the healing will. There will be more whispers. There will be more misunderstanding. But hold your peace. Let heaven reveal the truth in divine timing. Someone thinks they know what's going on. Someone believes you're the cause of this strange tension. But Archangel Michael says, they've only seen the surface. They've only felt the ripple. They have not seen the root. And soon, that root will be exposed, not by force but by divine command. Watch closely in the coming days. A sudden argument may arise. A memory may resurface. A test may come unexpectedly. These are signals. These are unravelings. Do not run from them. Do not react to them. Simply observe. Let the truth reveal itself through silence, not struggle. Type I receive the truth in the comments if this resonates. Blessing code 1212 now activates over your clarity and discernment. This is not just a conflict of words. This is not merely the tension of misunderstood moments or the awkwardness of shifting relationships. This is spiritual. This is ancient. This is sacred. And Archangel Michael wants you to see it for what it truly is, a battle not of flesh and blood, but of forces unseen. You are standing in the crossfire of something much deeper than rumor, much deeper than silence, much deeper than pain. What you are experiencing is not emotional chaos. It is spiritual confrontation. Something dormant in your bloodline has been stirred, and now the spirit realm is reacting. The pain you feel, the pressure you're under, the confusion pressing against your mind, it is not random. It is warfare, and you have been chosen as the warrior. Archangel Michael says, this isn't personal, it's spiritual. You were born into a lineage that carries both light and shadow. Someone before you made a spiritual exchange, a secret vow, a hidden agreement, a betrayal disguised as survival. They thought it ended with them. They thought their silence would seal it forever. But the spirit realm doesn't forget. The echoes of that act have lived in the background, attaching themselves to moments, infiltrating relationships, delaying blessings. And now, because you are awakening, because your presence is disturbing that spiritual residue, those forces are rising to challenge your movement. But hear this truth clearly. You are not being punished for their decisions. You are being activated because you have the spiritual authority to break what they could not. The enemy is not after your reputation. The enemy is after your position. Because once you recognize the power you carry, the whole bloodline shifts. Once you embrace your role as the breaker, the revealer, the restorer, darkness loses its hold. You were born with spiritual authority embedded in your soul. You've always felt different. You've always known there was something more. And now, that knowing is calling you to battle, not with people, but with principalities that have gone unchecked for generations. You may feel alone, but you are not unguarded. Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn, shielding you from forces that cannot be seen. Heaven has assigned angels to surround your home, to shield your mind, to fortify your emotions. You are not vulnerable. You are vital. You are the spiritual turning point for your entire bloodline. And that's why the resistance has intensified. The water isn't proof that you're wrong. It's confirmation that you're necessary. The gossip, the shade, the misunderstandings, they are not just social issues. They are symptoms of a deeper unrest. When your light starts to rise, shadows grow loud. When your frequency elevates, those who live in secrecy start to panic. You are light in human form. You are truth wrapped in skin. And your very existence demands accountability from the spirits of deception that have long gone unchallenged. They cannot hide anymore, not because you are fighting them directly, but because your presence exposes what they tried to bury. The conflict you're facing is heaven's proof that you are stepping into your divine position. Archangel Michael says this: do not engage at the surface. Do not fight where the war is not happening. The real battleground is spiritual, and you win not with words, but with wisdom. You win by understanding your authority. You win by remaining grounded in truth. You win by refusing to stoop to the level of confusion. Every time you remain calm while others stir chaos, heaven takes note. Every time you walk in clarity while others gossip in fear, your elevation accelerates. Every time you choose peace over reaction, you are releasing divine judgment against what has oppressed your family line. You are not weak. You are not under attack. You are under assignment. The pain you feel is purpose waking up. The confusion you face is calling you deeper. The shadows you see are responding to your light. Stand tall. Stand strong. You were not called to fix what they hid, but you were called to confront it by being who they never had the courage to become. And that, beloved, is your power. Type "I am the one" in the comments if you know this message is for you. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding your divine authority. Be alert. Be still, but do not be naive. The atmosphere around you is charged now. What had been hidden is beginning to shift, and not everyone will respond to this spiritual disturbance with grace. Archangel Michael warns that those who have been operating in the shadow of the secret, knowingly or unknowingly, are beginning to feel the pressure mount. And when pressure builds in people who are not anchored in truth, they lash out. The coming hours are sacred, and they are sensitive. You must be prepared not just for a confrontation of spirit, but for the possibility of human reaction. Because when truth starts to crack the surface, fear does not stay silent. Watch for the signs. Some of them have already begun. The strange message that felt off. The shift in tone from someone you thought was on your side. The sudden distancing. The unexplained coldness. The subtle digs in conversations. These are not accidents. These are leaks. The spiritual pressure is causing emotions to erupt, often in fragmented ways. Someone may reach out to you under the guise of peace, but listen carefully. Discern the energy behind their words. Not every apology is genuine. Not every check-in is sincere. Some are sent to gather information. Others are motivated by panic, shame, or an unconscious desire to push the blame elsewhere. You may feel the urge to defend yourself. You may feel cornered or misrepresented. Archangel Michael says, resist that temptation. Do not speak out of emotion. Do not explain what God has not instructed you to explain. Silence is not weakness. It is warfare. Your stillness in this moment is not just wisdom. It is a weapon. Let the ones who are scrambling expose themselves. Let the truth rise through their own contradictions. You do not need to raise your voice when heaven has already raised your name. The next 3 hours are particularly volatile. There may be a moment, unexpected, unplanned, when someone says something meant to provoke. A subtle accusation, a resurfaced memory, a twisted version of your story. But this is not just a person reacting. It is a spirit moving through them. Do not take it personally. Recognize the assignment behind the confrontation. The goal is not to find the truth. The goal is to steal your peace, to confuse your spirit, to stop the unveiling of divine revelation. Archangel Michael declares this clearly. Don't take the bait. Instead, observe. Let your intuition speak louder than their confusion. Let your restraint become your revelation. You are not the one who needs to prove anything. Heaven is proving you. Heaven is revealing who is aligned with light and who has clung to shadow. The watchers are being watched. The gossipers are being exposed. And every word spoken against you, twisted and distorted, is being written into the divine scroll. Heaven does not forget. Archangel Michael stands ready, sword drawn, and every lie uttered in secret is already trembling in the face of judgment. And here is the deeper truth. This confrontation is not only a threat, it is an opportunity. You are about to witness who truly stands with you and who was only comfortable with your silence. You are about to discover who fears your growth because it reveals their secrets. This is the moment when masks fall and truth shines. Be bold, be still, be aware. You are walking through the valley of exposure, but you are not walking alone. Your spiritual lineage is behind you. Divine warriors are around you. And Archangel Michael has gone before you. And now, beloved, let me offer this with a heart full of clarity and divine fire. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way and continues the flow of divine messages into the lives that need them most. Type "I will not react" in the comments if you receive this warning. Blessing code 333 now flows around your discernment and restraint. Now is the moment to anchor yourself in the sacred stillness of divine strategy. Archangel Michael says, you must not react, you must remain rooted. You are not here to explain the unexplainable. You are not required to justify what you did not initiate. This is the season to pull inward, to guard your energy, and to let heaven do the heavy lifting. You are protected, not just by angels, but by alignment. You are shielded, not just by silence, but by sacred order. In the presence of confusion, your peace becomes prophecy. In the presence of chaos, your stillness becomes strength. This is not a time for proving. This is a time for preserving. Let your silence be loud. Let your posture speak for itself. You have been chosen for this task because your spirit carries the frequency of healing. You were not selected to engage in spiritual warfare through rage or retaliation. You were chosen to restore balance by holding the vibration of truth, without bending to the noise of the unawakened. Archangel Michael says this clearly. Do not chase explanations. Do not lower your crown to soothe someone else's insecurity. When you walk in divine protection, you do not entertain every disturbance. You discern. You detach. You defend your peace by refusing to let darkness bait you into reaction. Someone may attempt to circle back with guilt cloaked as concern. Another may suddenly grow silent, hoping their withdrawal will destabilize you. But this is not the time to reach out. This is not the time to mend what was never whole. This is the time to guard your gates, your ears, your eyes, your heart, your mind. Your spiritual gates are sacred territory, and not everyone deserves access. The emotional pull may be strong. Old patterns may tempt you to explain yourself, to plead your innocence. But Archangel Michael reminds you, you do not owe explanations to those who never honored your truth. Instead, draw near to the Spirit. Spend time in solitude, not in isolation but in sanctuary. Your spiritual clarity will deepen in the quiet. Your emotional power will expand in the stillness. And in that quiet, divine strategy will flow. You will know what to say, what to ignore, what to bless from a distance, and what to release completely. You are not waiting for vindication. You are waiting for alignment. When you operate from divine order, vindication becomes inevitable. Let heaven prepare the table in front of those who question your purpose. Let your life become the response they never expected. This moment is not a punishment. It is a pruning. Heaven is trimming what cannot walk with you into your next season. That includes connections built on codependency, relationships anchored in secrecy, and cycles born out of unspoken guilt. Let them fall. Let them fade. And as they go, do not mourn. Rejoice. Every exit is an exodus. Every silence is a sign. Every rejection is a redirection. Archangel Michael is surrounding you even now with angels assigned to your emotional restoration. You will not crumble. You will not lose yourself. You will not fall apart. You are being rebuilt in divine stillness. And hear this prophetic truth. Your restraint is creating ripple effects. Your stillness is collapsing spiritual contracts made generations ago. The very demons that tormented your ancestors are trembling at your calm. They expected a fight. They are receiving your fire. Not the fire of reaction, but the fire of divine restraint. You are not just holding back. You are holding space for heaven to move. And when heaven moves, every force of darkness must bow. Type "My stillness is power" in the comments if you receive this divine instruction. Blessing code 414 is now protecting your emotional atmosphere and spiritual gates. Now the tide turns. Now the weight begins to lift. Now, in the stillness you've embraced and the silence you've mastered, the shift begins. Archangel Michael declares this clearly. You are not who they thought you were. You are not the secret. You are not the shame. You are the shift. You are the one heaven trusted with the turning of the bloodline. You are the one chosen to confront what others avoided. And now, because you stood in peace while the world expected panic, because you didn't retaliate when provoked, the spiritual atmosphere around you is bending in your favor. The tables are turning, not with noise, but with power. The voices that once doubted you are beginning to go quiet. Not because you argued, but because your consistency exposed their inconsistency. The truth you carried in silence is now beginning to speak for itself. You are no longer who they assumed. The old version of you, the one who felt the need to explain, to overgive, to make peace with people who were never at peace with themselves, that version has died. What's rising now is your true form. Heaven is peeling back the layers, and your spiritual identity is being revealed. You are not broken. You are blessed. You are not behind. You are becoming. This shift is divine. This transformation is sacred. Archangel Michael says, you were never meant to carry the weight of that hidden betrayal forever. You were meant to break it, to confront it, to dismantle the curse by the power of your clarity. And now that you have chosen restraint over reaction, stillness over survival, your power is being multiplied. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is immune to shame, untouchable by lies, and untouched by projections. You've been tried but not tarnished. You've been tested but not broken. You've been judged but now you are justified. They can't touch what heaven has sealed. They can't confuse what God has clarified. You are marked. You are covered. You are rising, not as the one who suffers in silence, but as the one who emerges from the ashes with divine clarity and elevated purpose. You've outgrown the environment that tried to contain you. You've evolved beyond the projections that tried to label you. You're no longer reacting, you're ruling. And as your energy shifts, so do the outcomes around you. Watch how doors begin to open. Watch how favor begins to flow. Watch how unexpected allies emerge, speaking your name in rooms where lies once tried to linger. Archangel Michael reminds you, the storm did not break you. It revealed you. It revealed your depth. It revealed your discipline. It revealed your divine identity. And now that your spirit has been proven, heaven is authorizing your elevation. You are rising, not in secret, but in sight. What they tried to whisper against you will now become the backdrop to your public breakthrough. You will begin to feel it internally before you see it externally. The peace, the power, the clarity, the knowing. You will walk into rooms differently. You will speak with greater authority. You will dream with more vivid revelation. The spiritual fog is clearing, and you are emerging as the revelation they never saw coming. You are no longer their version of you. You are God's vessel, refined, unshakable, victorious. Let this rise in your spirit now. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are not being attacked. You are being anointed. Every misunderstanding, every delay, every false accusation was part of the divine alchemy that turned your pain into power. You have not been forgotten. You have been forged. And now you walk forward, not with fear, but with fire. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you know this is your moment. Blessing code 848 is now unlocking your next level of empowerment. This is the moment where divine reversal begins. This is the hour where spiritual justice overtakes human judgment. Archangel Michael speaks now, and his voice carries the weight of prophecy. The burden that was placed on you is being lifted. The pain that was pressed upon you is being peeled back. The punishment that hovered over your life is being rerouted to its origin. The heavens have seen your endurance. The angels have recorded your restraint. And now, by divine order, a shift is coming that no force in hell can stop. What was meant to bury you is becoming the very soil in which your elevation takes root. Someone will speak. Someone will break the silence. The truth that was long buried is rising, not through conflict, but through confirmation. It may come through a family confession, an unexpected dream, or even a divine whisper to your spirit. But the exposure is coming, and it will set you free. Archangel Michael says, heaven will not let this cycle repeat. The spiritual ledger is being cleared. The generational wound is being closed. The seed of deception that was planted in darkness is being burned out by your light. You are not walking in the consequence. You are walking into the completion. Your elevation will not be silent. Your restoration will not be hidden. This breakthrough is not just for you. It is for your bloodline. You are breaking a chain that was wrapped around your lineage for generations. You are ending the spiritual debt that has been draining energy, blocking blessings, and keeping promises in delay. And because you have stood firm, because you have remained grounded, because you have allowed truth to rise without forcing it, heaven is honoring your position. This is the final test before your promotion. This is the last stretch before divine favor overtakes you. Expect things to accelerate now. Expect doors to open that were previously sealed. Expect favor to find you in strange places. What felt like divine silence was divine strategy. What looked like punishment was preparation. You were never being punished. You were being prepared to walk in a level of wisdom and power that others in your bloodline could not hold. You are not repeating history. You are rewriting it. The very atmosphere around you is charged with release. You will notice it in your sleep, in your conversations, in the energy of people around you. But with one's weight will now feel like wind. Archangel Michael declares that you are entering your season of divine repayment. Not just restoration, but repayment. For every tear cried in confusion, there will be clarity. For every rejection suffered in silence, there will be recognition. For every door that was unjustly closed, there will be double recompense. You didn't need revenge. You needed revelation. And now that revelation is pouring in like light through shattered glass, you're seeing clearly. You're hearing precisely. You're moving confidently. This is not the end of a hard chapter. This is the beginning of a holy one. And now, let this blessing find you in the middle of your transformation. If this prophetic message has touched your soul and you feel led to support this work, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of $10. Your support helps us bring forward more divine insight, more clarity, more spiritual instruction to those who need it most. Your kindness fuels this light. You will know the shift is real when peace enters rooms that once drained you. You will know it when blessings come unannounced. You will know it when the very people who doubted you watch your life unfold in divine symmetry. The whispers will fade. The shadows will fall. And all that will remain is your glow. You are not the consequence. You are the correction. You are not the fallout. You are the future. Archangel Michael has spoken, and it is sealed. Type I am restored in the comments if you receive this prophetic transformation. Blessing code 1211 now surrounds your breakthrough and release. This is the moment where destiny demands response. This is the turning point where silence must be met with declaration. Archangel Michael now calls you to rise, not just emotionally, not just spiritually, but actively. This is your activation moment. You've heard the warnings. You walked through the fire. You carried the silence of someone else's secret. You've endured the confusion of a punishment that was never yours to carry. And yet, you survived. And now you must respond. Not with words of defense, not with arguments or explanations, but with spiritual agreement. Heaven cannot move where there is hesitation. Heaven accelerates when there is alignment. Declare your position. Declare your transformation. Declare your breakthrough before you see it, because faith isn't confirmation, it's activation. Speak aloud into your atmosphere. This ends with me. This changes with me. I'm the interruption to generational injustice. I am the repairer of breaches. I am the clarity after decades of confusion. These are not just words. These are keys. Every declaration spoken in faith swings open a door in the spirit realm. Every agreement you make with truth disconnects you from the effects of ancestral deception. You are being called to respond in power. The time to shrink back is over. The time to rise is now. Archangel Michael is watching for your response, not out of judgment but out of divine readiness. Angels are dispatched on command. And when you command your atmosphere with clarity, they move. Speak it. Type it. Proclaim it. Let your words cut through the fog that confusion has built. Let your voice echo what heaven already declared. You are not the guilty one. You are the chosen one. You are not a vessel of shame. You are a temple of truth. There is glory resting on your name now. There is divine power moving in your direction now. But your agreement is the bridge. This is your prophetic call to action. Claim your restoration. Step into your spiritual authority. Do not wait for an apology to free you. Do not wait for the guilty to confess before you begin walking in clarity. The truth has already been spoken in heaven, and now you must mirror it on earth. Declare, affirm, respond. Move like someone who hath been released. Breathe like someone who is no longer bound. Speak like someone who is finally walking without the ghost of someone else's mistake on your back. And let me seal this with divine clarity. You are not the curse. You are the cure. You are not the result of brokenness. You are the restoration of divine balance. What was hidden tried to haunt you, but your light is too loud for shadows. What they tried to bury has become the root of your revival. You are the revelation of redemption in your family line. Where they hid, you reveal. Where they collapsed, you rebuild. Where they surrendered to fear, you now stand in faith. Archangel Michael wants you to hold this final truth in your heart as you move forward. You are not a victim. You are not a replacement. You are the original, chosen, divine interruption. What they tried to contain can no longer be caged. What was meant to be your end has become your beginning. And now, the heavens are rejoicing. Your angels are praising. Your ancestors who prayed for healing are watching you with pride. Because you did it. You stood. You endured. You activated. So walk boldly now. Walk fiercely. Walk free. The weight is gone. The debt is cleared. The divine has spoken. If this message confirmed what you've been feeling in your spirit, and you want to help us continue creating messages like this, consider giving us super thanks today with a gift of $5, $10, $20, or $50. Your support helps this light reach others walking through darkness. Your kindness is not just appreciated, it's anointed. Type I am the shift in the comments if you agree with heaven. Blessing code 7777 is sealing your elevation, your clarity, and your divine protection now. Let them whisper. You rise. Let them watch. You win. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. And heaven has made it so.